Hey everybody, this is Crank, also known as the White John Coffee. When I'm not busy servicing my Ford or cleaning up after my 4 tax deductions, I listen to the Eric Zane Show Podcast, and so should you. Don't forget to support his sponsors, because hey, let's face it, the guy's not that talented, and he needs all the help he can get.
Horrible thing to say. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. All right. Yeah. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. The usual troublemakers are already kind of needling me, suggesting, my God, can't you be ready to go right at 8? And, the show was live, but I sat down to hear. It was 8:01, and I realized I'm wearing the same clothes as yesterday. Now, you just can't do that. Typically, the way I've lived for the past nearly 3 years is go to bed and, the sweatpants and the hoodie that I'm wearing during the day, I just throw down on the ground, sleep, wake up, put on same clothes. We are saving an unbelievable amount of money on laundry costs because I just basically wear the same clothes. I do change my underwear. I do actually change my underwear. I take it back. Yesterday, I put these on at 9 p.m. after the workout in the shower. So, I did sleep in them. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Sometimes I wonder why I tell you the things that I tell you. But then I'm sitting here, I cannot do this show wearing the same damn clothes. Okay? So I had to change. It's freezing in here. It's 22 degrees outside now. So I should probably put on one of these hats. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 5 hats I keep laying around. I should go with the one that matches, though. Hang on. Now we're talking. I look like I'm like some kind of fucking fan cheerleader in the stands at the hockey game. Suggestion that I shower as often as the NFK? No, I do actually still wash my body. And I believe we just finished up a shower. Our hero just finished one up the other day. The other minute. Seriously, like in the other room, he was showering. Side note, I see earlier someone said, I need a good NFK story today. That is a Romeo _Sierra 87. By the way, I think eventually you can change your name on Twitch after you've been there a while, been on a while. I don't even know how that works. Seriously. Diana says to me the other day, she's like, it's haircut time. You got to give him a haircut. And I'm like, oh, no. Now, this has never been a pleasant experience. Giving this, my brother-in-law, a haircut. It's always been quite the ordeal. And I base that entirely on hygiene. Now, we have worked to improve the hygiene. Various come to Jesus meetings where we're having to urge him to wash his body. And it's still just remarkable that even has to happen. But the big thing was when there was no possibility of actually any type of, again, and I know this is shocking, but in the first year and a few weeks, let's just say 55 weeks, there was 2 showers that took place. And that was 2 in the first 3 days that he was here. And the story goes that when Diana's other brother, David, passed, we immediately rushed over there. And I remember him walking out of the neighbor's residence. And I gave him a hug. And I could not even begin to help him in supporting him for mourning, because it was like hugging a 200-pound piece of shit. That's how bad the odor was. And I was like, what the fuck just happened to me? What is going on in the world right now? What's taking place here? What type of wires being crossed has happened that has made washing an option, apparently? And it was, oh my God. He jumped in the car, drove over here. After the day ended, we made funeral arrangements and things like that. Drove over here, and in the car, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding. My head started pounding. Okay? Because of the strength of what was emanating, and the windows down. I got the air on full and the windows down. Now, how do you not know? So then I was like, hey, when we get home, we got to get a shower, and then I want you to throw your clothes in the garbage. And then I called ahead to Jackie. I go, Jackie, go to whatever store, I don't care what it is, use my money and buy clothes. He has nothing. All he has is a clothes on his back. We got to get this guy fixed. Okay. Little did I know that this would be much more of a process. He gets into the house. I go, okay, you got to get in the shower. And he's like, furious. Okay, that's bad. But he did it. 2 days later, we had to do it again because we had to cut his hair. And, oh my God, he was just livid. The actual hair cutting revealed that the lack of hygiene has caused a serious case of scalp dermatitis, which I have detailed before. And it might be the most horrific thing I've ever seen when this high-powered instrument that is the clippers is actually bogging down in dead head meat. It's going... It's trying to chew up dead head meat. It's not even cutting hair. It's like mowing when, the grass is 2 feet high and it rained heavily 1 minute before you started the mower. The mower's like, that's what the clippers do. What the fuck is going on? I go, hey, we got to get back under the faucet. So I get this terry cloth wash rag, and I'm just scrubbing this poor guy's head. That, basically revealed, all of the dead skin sluices off, and it's like stuck in that thing in the drain. The plastic white thing. It's like a strainer to keep the shit from going down. It's just stuck in there. I'm like, what the fuck am I seeing? What is happening here? It's a horror movie. But his scalp was very happy with that. And then I finished the haircut. So Saturday, I'm dreading this. I'm like, okay, here we go. Now, since then, we've made him bathe. Made him. 2 very strong moments when we said, this is not an option. And he's He started okay, and then he dropped off, and then I had to give him a Dan Campbell pep talk, and he's been good since. And he's been using this medicated shampoo, and unbelievably, I'm giving him the haircut, and we have no issues. It is a healthy head. So I have good news to report. So I go, Kevin, yeah. I go, your scalp looks good. You're taking better care of yourself. This is a good thing. Keep it up, okay? Yeah, sure. Oh, my God. So while telling that story, I did not take a look at the comments. So I'm curious as to, Jesus, man. Kate writes, I'm going to puke up my breakfast. Amanda says, so glad I missed this story. What great question. By the way, if you ever have a legitimate question like this is a great question. Please ask it. And if I see it, I'll definitely answer it. What took more effort and adjusting to? Taking in Benny, the one-eyed wonder dog, or the NFK? Oh, without a doubt. To be fair, Benny, we had a bit of an issue because he was heartworm positive, so he could not run around for months. He was quarantined for 6 months as he was treated for heartworm. So that was a bit of a struggle, and he was kind of protective, and he'd growl at people and stuff like that. So that was an adjustment, but the NFK was hands down much more of an issue. I got into fights with Diana over her brother because I could not process if he puts his hands on it, it's filthy thing. And that's true. And so now, since I'm home all day, every day, the two certain things that have to happen every day, that will happen every day, no matter what, is do this podcast and wipe down every surface that has been touched in the house. I kid you not. So plenty more adjustment with the NFK. Speaking of him again, hang on a second. Excuse me. So when he's seated in the chair watching the 14 hours of TV a day, he has a little footstool, or I guess that's what it is, or a tiny ottoman. And this is the second one that he's gone through. It's a piece of furniture with a lid you can lift and put stuff inside of this piece of furniture. It's got kind of like a felt on it, a brown felt, or almost like a suede, I guess, not felt. And picked it up off of eBay, what do you call that thing? Facebook Marketplace, I guess, not eBay, Facebook Marketplace. It's the second one we had. The first one, it's the same thing. The first one, when we had dumpster divers here, we had gotten the second one because the first one had it, and he is very, very tough on whatever he touches. And so he brings food into the room. He does not eat food in the kitchen, at the kitchen table. He eats food in this sunroom where the TV is being watched. And he uses the ottoman as his table. Now, this is where his feet sit, and he puts his feet on it. And he sits there and eats whatever, the mugu gai pan or the frozen beef stroganoff or the frozen lasagna or whatever frozen entree he's heated up in the microwave. And then he doesn't use a napkin. What he does is whatever is on his hands, which is usually 2/3 of what was in the container, it then gets wiped onto the furniture. So the first one and now the second one has streaks all over it of, it's got a calorie count to it now. The actual piece of furniture has become edible to some degree. There is so much food on the outside of this, and you can see where he's, like in Jurassic Park, When you see like where the T-Rex was, his claws are like in the side of the building. It's like that, but his fingers and food smears all over it. So, that's like the eating zone. And we've kind of have theoretical walls around. It's like a zone of despair where we try not to cross into this threshold where he sits, because not only is there the food smears on the little ottoman, but there is Sarah Rook, how do the dogs not lick it clean? Sounds like a doggy ottoman popsicle. That's a great way to describe it. You're brilliant. I love that. When he's in the zone of despair, not only is that part of it, but there's also a ring of sprinkled tobacco, smokeless tobacco shavings, because he'll get it out of the grizzly container and put it into his mouth, and then whatever's left over is now floating through the air. So every dip, which is a whole tin of it a day, all these little particles, little, cuts, individual cuts of the grizzly, every time he puts some of his mouth, 5 to 10 of those are floating down onto my floor. And so the zone of despair has it's almost like a barrier. And I think that might actually keep the dogs away, because they don't like the smell of the wintergreen tobacco. He's like cultivated his own type of utopia of skank, a utopia of skank and a zone of despair. These are all terms that can describe this chair that is there. And the Duchess says, this is all making my skin crawl. Arg. I knew it would. I actually thought of you when I was going to describe this. So yesterday, I'm sitting there in the kitchen eating doing what normal people do at a table. And he comes walking in, and he's got a couple of sandwiches that he's made before and put inside of a container. And I try not to look, but he opens up the Tupperware and he grabs it. Now, again, his hands don't work like yours and mine. I can move all my fingers and thumbs, and hopefully this surgery that we're doing on him in January will alleviate pressure on his spine, and with rehab, he will gain the mobility of a normal person. Until then, he has this Mr. Krabs type of ability to grasp things with his hands. They're like claws on a lobster. And he gets this sandwich, and out of the corner of my eye, I see him. He grabs it with one hand, and he wants to put it in the other hand. I don't know why he doesn't just keep it in the first hand, but the sandwich is held like this. Okay, I have this roll of toilet paper, and I'm holding it like if I were, holding on to a bar when I'm water skiing, or holding on to a baton during a race. And then he puts it down at his side, and he's carrying it like, you would carry something you're hanging on to for dear life. And it's down by his side, the sandwich, no napkin, no plate, nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing there? I mean, I realize you have some mobility issues, but your eyes work, and so does your brain. Would you get a fucking plate and a napkin? And all right, I don't even give a shit if you eat it in there, but it's the sandwich has nothing to, and it's seated. The sandwich is on top of the ottoman where his bare foot, and I talk about his. I've told you about his feet. They look like fish, okay? Foot like a fish. Remember? The foot is there, and then when the foot is not there, a sandwich is there, just on the actual ottoman with no plate, no napkin, and it's just sitting there. And I'm like, you're eating your fucking foot. What the fuck? So I'm like, well, that's another day in the life, I guess. And again, the first time we threw away the first ottoman, I picked it up and I'm holding it away from me and I throw it in there and then the lid comes off and it's full of wrappers and Grizzly cans and wrappers. And each one of those cans has what was in his mouth and he puts it into an empty one and so while he's using the new one, he's taking the old stuff out and putting it into an empty canister and closes it and stores it. So you know how like a squirrel stores nuts? He does that, except it's shit that's all garbage. He's worse than a squirrel. So I throw out the ottoman and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So what did I describe it? Zone of despair. What were the terms I used? Zone of despair, and what was the other one? I want to bring those back, but I forget what I said. I'll have to go back and listen to it. Squirrels are cleaner. No, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Holy crap. Well, just little, and then, oh my God, he is having a temper tantrum because he's convinced himself that if he goes to the hospital, he's going to get COVID. And it's like, well, it's not nearly as bad as what it was. What do you mean? I go, well, I mean, like, for example, New York City right now, they have, last 4 days, they've had more COVID cases than they've ever had. But their hospitalizations are not nearly as high as what they were in the first spring of the pandemic, which would have been March, April. Huh? Yeah, well, like that's a perfect example of when we first got started with this. New York had less people getting sick than they do now, but they still had 20,000 people in the hospital system in COVID beds. They have about 4,000 now. It's not nearly the same amount. It's not nearly as bad. There's a lot of people are thinking that this is much worse, but it's not. It's not at all. But he is convinced that he's going to get sick. He goes to the hospital. I don't think you will. I go, they let them make that call about scheduling the surgery, but he's stomping around. He's like, I ain't fucking going. I'm going to get fucking sick. Fucking shit, man. Fucking all the crazy fucking shit going on. I'm like, take it easy, big guy. Take it easy. You're going to be okay. Oh, my God. Oh. As you know, the show is on Twitch. I'm at 319 people following me on Twitch. If you're within the sound of my voice, whether it be audio podcast, whether it be you're checking the show out on Twitch but not yet following or whatever, hang on. At twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, all one word, or twitch.com/Eric Zane Live, hit the follow button. I amended my goal to be at 320 followers by the end of December. We're right there. If you're not following, please follow on Twitch, which is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, now with a brand new logo. Kind of weird because I've got their new logo scrolling through Twitch, you know, as the sponsors do scroll through somewhere over here. And then above me, I've got their old sign. That's because the old sign is being replaced. The new sign with the new Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV logo is up. And I have an order sent out with my friends who are the sign makers at Applied Imaging. So I will have that up there. But thank you to Irvine's. Dear Meathead, with my beloved 87-year-old father happens tomorrow. Okay? I need you to send questions. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Send questions for Dear Meathead. All emails into the show arrive in the Shoreliners striping inbox. Shoreliners striping the parking lots, sweeping the parking lots, painting the athletic fields. I don't know if they're doing that about now, this time of year, but still. In the warmer months, that's what they do. Please remember them. They are a yearly sponsor of my email on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Yesterday, when I got done with the show, I placed a phone call to the recipient of the Bennett Flooring Installations Great Flooring Giveaway. It was actually I thought it was a cell phone, but it was actually a workplace number of the recipient. And so later on, I see a strange number on my call log. The person had called back. So I didn't realize it was that person. So I had forgotten. So I called that number. I go, hey, this is Eric. Someone called my phone. And the person on the other end of the line is very helpful and says, okay, yes, I actually called you. What can I help you with? And so the person is calling me back based on just seeing a number. And I'm calling the person back just by seeing a number. But we don't know who each other is at this point in time. And then it dawns on me, and at least I didn't think this person knew. So then I'm like, oh my God, well, this is Eric. And she goes, oh, and she says her name. And then that was it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so incredible. I go, hey, and then so I have a little conversation with her. And then she says, so how can I help you? And then I explain, I go, well, the flooring is going to be installed in your home. And man, wow. You had a silent moment, tangible, shook moment. Like, oh, what? And wow, this person was so happy and so grateful. And man, tears. And I'm like, oh, no. This is, please. Come on. And it was tears of joy, though, but it was spectacular. And I was like, oh, man, I feel like I made you cry. And, well, I guess in a way, the giveaway did. But, wow, it was just awesome. Thanks again to Bennett, Florida. I wish I had that on a recording of that, but, it's going to keep it a little low-key. I just tell it to you right here. But it worked out. It was absolutely great. I mean, in all my years, because a lot of times when you do this job, you get in that scenario where somebody is going to get a bit of good news. Back in the days of the old holiday break-in, you would see that, you would hear that from time to time. But in all the years that I've had the ability to hear these types of reactions, this one was probably one of the most stark and just poignant moment. It was just great. All right, so I just want to share that. Okay. I want to share with you the sounds of the planet, well, the moon of the planet Jupiter. The moon is Ganymede. The planet is Jupiter, and we sent the Juno space probe in, I don't know, like 2011. We sent this stupid thing along. And let's see. Actually, we launched it in 2011. It took many years. It didn't get to Jupiter till 2016. And the Juno spacecraft has completed dozens of orbits around the planet. On June 7th, it flew closer to Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede, than any other in more than 20 years. We put this thing down 645 miles from the surface of this moon. It looks like our moon. I'm really not impressed with this, though. NASA's WAVES instrument collected data from electric and magnetic radio waves. For some reason, this moon has its own magnetic field. One of, like, the only ones that has this in the whole solar system. They suspect that below its surface is a saline liquid ocean of water. This is all boring minutia that you don't give a shit about. And I don't blame you. To me, this is cool. This is celestial excitement. However, I oftentimes, when I hear what I'm about to play for you, There is audio that exists because they took that the electric and magnetic radio waves and shifted the frequencies of these waves so that you and I could hear them. Believe it or not, when these electric and magnetic radio waves envelop the sensors on the Juno space probe, they have sound. We can't hear them because it's out of our range. But they changed the frequency of these so that they could be heard, shifting the frequencies of these waves to make them audible, creating, as is described, a 50-second moon track filled with chirps, beeps, and boops that sound like R2-D2 on its own mission in a galaxy far, far away, according to CBS News. I am going to play it for you. Scott Bolton, the principal investigator of the Juno mission, debuted the audio track at the American Geophysical Union fall meeting in New Orleans on Friday. So packed room full of the brightest minds on the planet. And they get to hear the electric and magnetic waves of the moon Ganymede as the Juno spacecraft heard them. Okay. Are you ready? What you're about to hear is Ganymede. Pause. Isn't there a song called Billy Thorpe or Children of the Sun by Billy Thorpe that sounds just like this? Quote, this soundtrack is just wild enough to make you feel as if you were riding along as Juno sails past Ganymede for the first time in more than 2 decades. Well, that's a very interesting thing to say, but I don't feel that at all. This is fucking noise. Okay? As far as anyone's concerned, you could have just done this on your digital Pro Tools and just said, here you go, I got to give him something. This was said in a NASA statement. Quote, if you listen closely, you can hear the abrupt change to higher frequencies around the midpoint of the recording, which represents entry into a different region in Ganymede's magnetosphere. Raise your hand if you think this is interesting. I love this stuff, and I don't find it interesting. I'm going to pay attention to the part that apparently there's a difference. Space Station number 5. When does the Ronnie Montrose guitar solo begin? Of the 2 things I've discussed on this show, one being the NFK and his lack of cleanliness, and 2 being the audio of Juno's Ganymede flyby, which would you rather be hearing right now? You can vote. My God. Okay, there you go. I caught it. It actually hurt my ears. That's when they got into a different level of the magnetosphere. That is it. Now, William Kurth, lead co-investigator for the Waves Project. By the way, this is your tax dollars at work. Said that it's possible to change. It's possible the change in frequency is, quote, due to passing from the night side to the day side of the moon. Who the fuck cares about this? This is horrible. I want to hear the audio of that spacecraft crashing into the planet. Ganymede, which is bigger than the planet Mercury and bigger than the dwarf planet Pluto, is believed to have an underground saltwater ocean and is thought to have more water than all the water on Earth's surface. That's it. There's nothing more to this. I cannot believe that they get together and have a conference to talk about this shit. And I'm starting to get to a point where I'm like Mike Ball, where I'm starting to lose interest in our space program and celestial excitement. If they can't give me something more tangible, all right? The last time I was interested in anything on the space program was when they noticed that on the moon, the Chinese space agency noticed that there appeared to be some type of structure on the moon. Like, what is that? They were like, I mean, seriously, they have like an image, stand by, excuse me, of their, of the moon horizon. And you got rocky, and then what looks like a structure. And the Chinese space agency says, we are going to move our rover over there. It's about 400 yards away. And I'm like, well, yes, well, get over it. Do it, and I'll check back in 4 minutes. And I want to see an alien habitat or something like that. Now, this is interesting. And then the Chinese said, it will take 3 years to get to the spot. And it's like, you fucking assholes just successfully tested a hypersonic missile, which goes at like 4,000 miles an hour. No joke. It's the fastest thing made by man that can blow us up in an instant. And it's going to take you with this Mars rover that long to, trudge along at a snail's pace to see if this is an alien outpost or not. My God. It just takes too long. All right. Team Knuckle Dragger in the gym was added again, and I want to share this with you. What we have here is my two pals, Andy and Brian, who for quite some time at the gym have been helping me. And these are the guys who put the fart machine underneath the treadmill when I was running on it. They're absolute clowns. Last Tuesday, I was at the gym. Andy says to me, hey, are you going to be here on Wednesday? And I said, oh, yeah, I'll be here. And then I promptly missed Wednesday. I missed Thursday. I missed Friday. No working out. Actually, I take it back. 2 weeks ago, I missed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all of last week. So I haven't been on the gym floor in like nearly 2 weeks. Yesterday, I returned. Wandered over to the treadmill. I noticed these guys on Team Knuckle Dragger were looking at me. I'm like, what are they up to? And I wave. And then I remembered that Andy had said to me, hey, are you going to be here tomorrow? So he was up to something. As I'm on the treadmill, 20 minutes into my workout, Brian from Team Knuckle Dragger comes up and he says, hey, are you going to be lifting weights? I go, yeah. I'm gonna come over there and show you guys how it's done. And he goes, all right. And so I'm convinced something's going down. As I walk over there, I noticed they are wearing matching T-shirts. And then Andy busts out his cell phone and he wants to record video. And this is what he sent.
So here we are with an update for you Zaniacs here at the gym. And you know what? We're presenting an award today. Look who we found here. We're presenting a award from Team Knuckle Dragger to our new honorary meathead.
Would be a big
that would be Eric Zane.
Part of our humble beginnings.
Yes, humble beginnings. There you go, buddy.
I'm part of the group.
It's it. It's you.
I've
You're
seen
in.
this online. You like had it made or something.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
so happy.
Cool, dude. You're in.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So these assholes now, based on the discussion of just referring to them as Team Knuckle Dragger and talking about them, have made me an honorary member. I am so stoked. Then it was time to pump some iron. Now, look, you need to know that when I started lifting weights, my bench press maxed out at like 105 pounds. Yesterday, 145. Woo! Ow. Little sore. Going to be sore. I took a week and a half off, but I think I got stronger. I did 145 pounds 3 times on my own. And then I did 2 with like a spot. You know, they were like helping me get it off my chest. Crushing it. I got the great big plate on and then a 5-pounder on that. Well on my way to 200 pounds. Only 55 more to go. Yes. I'm still fat as shit. So unbelievably fat because, you know, weight training really doesn't do too much to help you lose the fat. And I'm just not serious enough about this. And my brother says to me, he goes, why don't you like commit? Why don't you commit? And I'm like, dude, do you realize the level of commitment that I used to commit to? I know what that's like. And it's not the easiest thing. And I committed from the year 2008 to the year 2016. That's 8 years of commitment. 8 years. And fuck, I'm just not as in tune with that as I used to be. I mean, son of a bitch. I used to swim, bike, run like 150 miles a week. A week! It was nothing to wake up on Sunday morning and be pedaling at 6 a.m. and then get home at like 1 p.m. with like a 110-mile ride. And then get off the bike and run 15 immediately after. Immediately after. So I don't know. I can't say that I'm there. And fuck, I got home and had like a bunch of Christmas cookies and milk. I see quotes from Adam and Zildjian, songs from Sweet. I say sweet, you say the sweet. I know those songs you're referencing. I want to be committed. Great album. Desolation Boulevard. Holy shit. All right. How about these assholes from the great state of Michigan? Of course they're from Michigan. Hold on a second here. Wait till you see these 4. Look at these 4 guys. They just look like the worst of the worst, stupid, moron, crackheads who would take advantage of their fellow man. My God. This one here looks like a fatter version of this one here. This looks like his a derpy brother or something like that. This is Jesse Stanton, Sean McGowan. Yeah, I guess they are brothers. Jesse and Michael Stanton. They look just like each other. Sean McGowan and Brandon Ransbottom. These assholes decided that they would go to Kentucky where, you know, those communities are destroyed in the path of those tornadoes that hit not long ago. And they would go to the remains of wrecked homes and destroyed cars and steal all the shit they could If your life exists of trying to get a leg up and make some money by going to disaster areas and rummaging through people's shit, trying to find something valuable to take it back home to sell, to feed your miserable drug habit, my God, of course they're from Michigan. 4 men from Southwest Michigan arrested. How they got caught, I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't really get to the bottom of it here. These 4 assholes were arrested for stealing from Kentucky homes that were damaged by the tornadoes. Officials say they were taking things from homes and cars. They face charges of possession of burglary tools and receiving stolen property. They also face drug possession charges. No surprise. They just have the look of despair on them. Lights on, but no one's home. These are the faces that you have. This is the expressions you have when you're a fucked up idiot. My God. I love judging a book by its cover. Do you remember the when I posted the thing on Facebook of those 3 assholes that were convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery? And I wrote, I knew these scumbags were guilty the second I laid eyes on them. And then whenever I make posts like that, people usually come out of the woodwork and out themselves and then they get pissed off when I say something like that. I was like, no, come on now. It's very clear where you stand on this. This is the same type of thing. These idiots, my God, look at these jackasses. Fuck. Going into destroyed homes and stealing what they can. Oh, God. Holy crap. Right in time for the holidays. I mean, how miserable must your life be? These are the type, I mean, there is no hope for rehabilitation when you're somebody like that. I mean, seriously. All right, folks. When this show is done, I've got the Patreon bonus podcast. I usually go 30 plus minutes on there. Each and every day, the Patreon bonus podcast. No advertisements, just powered by you, the audience. If you like what I do in the free podcast, please think about signing up for Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you so much. And the open of this show brought to you this time around by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. NMLS number 3035. Some of you may have worked with another mortgage person in the past and had a good experience. Mario realizes that, okay? All he's asking for is that if you're getting ready to move and get another mortgage, get pre-approved, or maybe a refi, whatever may be in store for you, if you could just let him talk to you, just include him in the process. Reach out to Mario at 231-332-6505. You can also get to him by clicking on his logo at ericzaneshow.com. Or hell, you can even drop me an email and I will introduce you myself with an email introduction. Absolutely, I'll do that. In fact, I love that because, you know, I'm like hand delivering him. Hey, Mario, this is so-and-so. He's awesome. She's awesome. They need your help. If your credit score is outstanding, this is for you. If your credit score is not that good, he can help you as well. 231-332-6505. The licensed independent insurance agent for the show is Frank Fuss. We are working to try to take the average person who listens to this show and inform them that when it comes to insurance needs, it's not a good idea to, I see there's commercials for Progressive and State Farm and Allstate. That's who I must call. Don't do that. You are paying way too much to be insured. It should not cost that much, okay? You need a licensed independent insurance agent / broker. The one I choose is Frank the Tank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance. he's shopping for your policy. Put him to work. I would love it if one of you reached out to Frank at 616-914-4070. First of all, you keep it very simple. Call or text that number. Eric Zane sent me. Please help. That's all you have to do. He reaches back out to you. He's going to give you a link. Click on the link. Make an appointment to talk to Frank. You can do it in person, phone, Zoom, his office, coffee shop, your house. Doesn't matter. On that form, it'll say, what are your insurance questions and needs? You should say auto, home, life, dental, all those things. He can help you with everything. And then it's like putting a bloodhound on the trail of a bad guy who's on the loose. He hunts for every great rate for you and then reports back. He does all of this work for you. And you're like, well, that must be expensive to have your a personal assistant for insurance, basically. No, you don't pay a dime for this. It's free. He gets paid by the insurance companies, okay? Not all insurance companies are big and ugly like Allstate and State Farm and can market their stuff on a grand scale like that. All those other insurance companies, they deal with Frank, and they're just as good. 616-914-4070. If you're looking for something fun to do, go out and get a show. Check out one of the many Full House comedy venues at fullhousecomedy.com. Shows coming to town. Go check them out and go see a show. Thank you to my friends at Full House Comedy. That's Big Dick Donnie Veltman. All right. That's enough of these guys. I now want to tell you about this story. What you got here is Bentonville, Arkansas, restaurant called Oven and Tap. Big party of people show up in like the banquet room. 2 servers are working the party. Many, many people enjoying the meal. All right. It's Monday, December 6th. These 2 servers are busting their butts. The members of the party that are being served pool their money and they come up with $4,400 to give to the 2 servers. They divide it $22 per server. I love this. This is a fantastic feel-good story. It was reported on the news, and everybody is like, oh, this is so great. It has managed to get ruined. Oh, my God. Oops, sorry about that. It has managed to get ruined. This is terrible. Check this out.
The story we brought you earlier this week about a $4,400 tip. 2 Bentonville waitresses received it while on the job. Since then, one of the waitresses no longer works at the restaurant. 5 News reporter Michael Wilson is in Bentonville. He spoke with that waitress and the restaurant, asking why she no longer works there.
Former Oven and Tap server Ryan Brandt says the last 8 days have been emotional.
We are tipping a total of $4,000.
That's Ryan Monday, tearing up after receiving a $2,200 tip in cash.
I was definitely just shocked and overwhelmed with joy and gratitude in that moment as soon as I realized what he was saying.
Business owner Grant Wise presented that massive tip to Ryan and a coworker. 30 minutes later, Ryan says she was told she can only keep 20% of the tip, splitting it with the rest of the Oven and Tap staff.
To turn right back around and find out that I wasn't keeping it was kind of disheartening because we don't tip share in any way.
Oven and Tap tells me otherwise, sending 5 News a statement reading in part, the server who was terminated was not let go because she chose to keep the tip money. The restaurant also says tip sharing is a common industry practice. It follows. Ryan messaged the tippers about what happened, and they came back to take the money, later giving it to Ryan, but then Tuesday morning came.
They fired me from Oven and Tap over the phone. And I've been there for 3.5 years. So that was also like really heartbreaking.
God.
Especially when
Merry Christmas.
I didn't think that I did anything wrong.
Oven and Tap confirming with 5 News, Ryan is no longer employed there. The statement we received says in part, Oven and Tap does not deliver terminations lightly because we value our employees and highly respect their privacy. We never discuss personnel issues. The server, who was terminated several days after the group dined with us, was not let go because she chose to keep the tip money.
So basically they're saying, we're not going to tell you why we fired her, but it wasn't because of that. Well, that's bullshit.
The restaurant says the other waitress who received the tip is still employed at the restaurant. In Bentonville, covering news where you live, Mike Wilson, 5 News.
We have the restaurant's full statement on our website at 5newsonline.com.
Oh, my God. This is the worst. What the fuck happened here? So the guy who gave the tip, I guess he set up a GoFundMe for her. And, all right. I think that ultimately this will work out. I mean, since this story has kind of gone viral. But this is just such shit. So she'll probably get a job, probably get a better job because of the attention that's being drawn to it. But, oh, my God, what the fuck are you doing? People are such assholes. And then how they handled it, the whole business of, oh yeah, we don't discuss personal shit. Jesus. Aram says, is the restaurant open? Can you call them? I doubt it. I mean, I'll give it a try. Oven and Tap, Bentonville, Arkansas. What time do they open? They open at 11 a.m. Hey. That's, maybe I can call during the Patreon. What time is it in Arkansas? They an hour behind? I think we can make that happen, actually. Right now, their Yelp reviews are taking a bit of a hit. Very sad. Jesus. Please direct your attention to the owners of this establishment, Molly, who has partnered with Luke. TIP is actually an acronym for To Ensure Prompt Service. One waitress was given a tip for her stellar service from a large group, so they're going after him. All these one-star reviews now trying to ruin the business. What do you think about that? Is that a good thing to do? I don't know if that's a great thing to do. I mean, because ultimately you've got a lot of people that work there, that work their asses off, and depend on customers. And but it's kind of like, I mean, I get it if you would be that pissed off to want to do something like that, but I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. But what a horrible blunder on their part. Adam says, I'm sure there's more to the story, but it's Mob Mentality Tuesday, so fuck them. Oh, my God. Whereas Kenny can leave them a 1-star review. Oh, that's right. I remember that one. Hey, man. That was so much fun. God, was that spectacular. And then I called the guy, and the guy had more to say about Kenny. Kenny was on the warpath. He spent a whole Friday, a whole Saturday, and a whole Sunday bitching about, Leo's traveling repairman service. And then he posted the review, and the guy was like, I don't know, man. Seriously, the guy was supposed to show up to fix Kenny's car. Kenny had like a problem or something like that. And then the guy, he hadn't looked at where Kenny's address was. And then he said, hey, Kenny, I forgot to, I didn't really look at where you were, and it's very far away, and I'm going to end up losing money on the deal for the travel. I have really apologized, but I cannot do this one. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. And then Kenny killed the guy online. Kyle says he absolutely should have done that. And I went ahead and brought the guy on. And the guy had kind of like a rebuttal about the whole thing. And Kenny was furious with me. Oh, shit. This next story, I swear I will have the sound ready for you. Thanks to Kate, who sent this one along. A NYPD officer, a rookie on the job, female, super attractive, was at the Christmas party. They're at some restaurant, whatever. Everybody's drinking, getting drunk. And the boss, the lieutenant, the commanding officer, a dude is getting a lap dance from this rookie female cop. Big no-no. The world has seen this. Uh-oh. We've got a problem. Look at this. And he's like an older dude, and she's like 20-something. Oh, no. Okay, she's actually giving him a boner. He probably jizzed in his pants. I mean, she is doing this like she knows exactly what she's doing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is not, that skirt is so short. She needs 2 haircuts to get ready to go out. Now, I see Dean. He's saying, what's wrong with that? Of course, he thinks it's great. And I don't have a problem with anybody giving somebody a lap dance. The problem is this is her boss. He's the police lieutenant, and she's a rookie cop. And, he's married. And this guy's wife, she sees it all unfold before her eyes because everything has gone viral in this story. Oh, no. New York PD rookie cop, that's the lady, got down and dirty at a rowdy holiday bash for the Bronx precinct, giving her boss, the lieutenant, a raunchy caught-on-video lap dance at the wild event. The not-so-finest moment infuriated department higher-ups who've launched an investigation into Thursday's incident and already booted the lieutenant to transit. I'm not sure what that means, but does that mean he's like on a bus now or something like that, or the train? Or, I mean, God knows what that even involves. The newbie female cop is seen in the See Me footage wearing a checkered black and white miniskirt, black cutoff tank top, and black knee-high boots as she grinds on top of the 44th Precinct Lieutenant Nick McGarry in the Yonkers bar, according to the law enforcement sources and several videos. By the way, if you wear those boots in public, if you dress like this, I mean, seriously, you have to be aware at the boners that you are inducing. And you love it, too. And seriously, if I'm walking through Costco or something like that, or Meijer, especially on a Sunday, sometimes women will dress in those boots, and they will have worn them to church, and they're now walking around Meijer. And I don't look. I just, and I look away, man. You know me. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to, because first of all, wearing those boots, you're essentially saying, hey, look at me in my fuck me boots. That's what you're saying. And I don't want to be the creepy old fuck to look at the chick in those boots, because though she wants people to look at her, she doesn't want people to look at her. Well, she does, but not people that look like me, okay? Not a fucking goblin who looks homeless most of the time. So I'm like, fuck, don't even look at it. That's horrible. It's a disgusting display. So I'm always like, yeah, you cannot describe someone who wears those boots as looking nice. You can only describe someone who wears those boots over the knee as looking hot or slutty or fuckable or something. Those are the only words you can. Those are all compliments. But I mean, seriously, you can never say that a woman wearing those boots looks nice. You can only say hot. So, I mean, I'm walking through Meijer on Sunday afternoon, and all the Christian reforms are coming out of mass, and they look like they're coming home from the bar. That's what you do in Christian reform. If you're a hot chick and you go to any church of the Christian Reform or Christian Pentecostal denomination, you go to church, you go to Sunday service looking like you're going to get stuffed by two. That's how you dress. That's how they dress. This woman could have very easily have gotten up from this lap dance and marched into any one of our Christian Reformed churches here. That's how they dress in those. Okay? And I don't approve of that in any way, shape, or form. That's inappropriate. But they love that there. It's fucking ridiculous. So, and not every young lady can pull that off. Okay? You can only pull that off if you have a physique like this young lady. Young, healthy, not an ounce of fat on her. If you, well, come on now. If you wear those and you, look like you might be able to deadlift about 650, 700 pounds, no, don't do it. Okay? This chick did. She can pull it off, and now she is probably going to get fired over that. The Duchess says high boots equals whore. Did I say whore? Who says whore? Why do you want to put words into my mouth? I said hot, fuckable. That's what I said. Did I say whore? What the fuck is wrong with you? How could you don't even put words into my mouth. Why would you do such a thing? Who said whore? What do you mean whore? Kate said, I would take all three of those compliments. That's okay. Yeah, well, there, you just said it. You said slut. Well, it's slutty looking. I didn't say she's a slut. And it's definitely not something you want to wear to Sunday service. Brady Fan 1989 says Eric wants to put baggy clothes on women at the gym. Now he's against women looking good in public. Hold on a second here. Let's pause on that. What you just said is not accurate. I'm against women looking fuckable in public. Hot in public. No. That's what I'm saying. Looking good is different. You can look attractive, but I mean, let's get back to the boots. That's what I'm focusing on with the boots. If anybody wears boots like that, you're not looking to look anything but boner enticing. You're actually trying to make boners. That's why you're wearing those boots. You're not doing it because you want to look nice. You're wearing those because you want to look fuckable. That's what you're doing. Don't try to tell me otherwise. I know what you're doing. And then you know what's going to happen? When some creepy fuck lets his guard down and like me and stares at you, you're going to go, oh my God, that creepy fuck was staring at me. I'm only wearing boots that a fucking stripper would wear. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Well, anyway, the story is only half over because, here's the stills again. This lady, I mean, she is a absolute knockout. Why do they blur their face out? Blur her face out. She's not a child here. She knows exactly what she's doing. All right. This cop, the boss, is screwed. That's a definite no-no. You do not want to be doing this. This cop lives in the city's northern suburbs with his wife, Mrs. McGarry. Quote, knows he fucked up, a police source said. Messing with your subordinate is a no-no on the job. The rookie cop doesn't know any better because she just came on the job. Well, I guarantee you she just came on the job. So did he. I would never want this to happen. If I was at a scenario where someone started doing this to me, I would be like, no, you can't do that. Why? Because I'm going to jizz, all right? And that's awful. It's already bad enough, and this is terribly embarrassing. Even if Diana did it to me, I would be like, no, you can't do that. Why? Because I'm going to jizz in my pants. That's why. And it's going to make my pants wet, and you're going to be able to see the wet stain through my pants. There'd be light gray pants like this guy, and then dark gray right where my pecker is because jizz came flying out of it. Thanks a lot. So no, get the fuck away from me. Don't touch me. But them saying that she doesn't know any better because she just started on the job, well, that's bullshit. Come on now. It sets a bad precedent, the source said of McGarry's alleged actions. Yeah, it's more his fault than her, I'll say that. I would say 51% his fault, 49% her fault. He gets more, I'd even say 60-40. Because, he's the boss and he's married and he's older. He's got more wisdom than a young drunk chick new to the force, for God's sake. 2 videos caught her doing what she's doing. The third captured her on the dance floor behind another patron who's bent over. The identity of the female officer not immediately confirmed. The precinct party occurred at Rory Dolan's bar. Some patrons of the bar were disgusted by the scene. I guess there was other people there. It wasn't just like a private event. So that you got some family there eating, the kids. To be honest with you, at a family restaurant, this shouldn't be happening, said a customer who only gave his first name of Elias. But what can you do? A waitress at the bar said, ew, when you showed the video. Yeah, that's the reaction you get when you have old man and young woman, okay, Dean? That's what people say. Ew. And to me, that's perfect. That's the perfect response. Ew. Some customers said they see nothing wrong with the sexy display. Hey, that's the whole point of a Christmas party. You let yourself go, said patron Mark D. Another customer called the incident, crazy. But that's what Christmas parties are. It's a woman. But that's what Christmas parties are all about, she said. Both officers' phones went unanswered and were not taking messages Sunday. A rep for the NYPD only said the department was looking into the incident. The Lieutenants Benevolent Association and the Police Benevolent Association declined to comment. This was sent to me by Kate. And she wrote some comments. She wrote, look at what this nice girl did for her boss, and she is now being treated poorly. This is horrible. There's more. The next day, which was yesterday, the New York Post ran another headline because they did the story and then they followed up and they went to McGarry's home and his wife was outside of the house to greet them. And Mrs. McGarry was not there to grant interviews. Oh, no. Wife of lap dance loving NYPD lieutenant lashes out in wake of raunchy video with rookie. Can you imagine how pissed she is? I have pictures that will show you how pissed she is. Okay? Here she is, just minding her own business, living her life. She's got a hardworking husband. It's bad enough that she's probably he works in a field where she's kind of worried about his safety. And he goes to the Christmas party and this happens. Oh, no. Okay, this is Mrs. McGarry. Okay? Now look at that look. Now this is the cop. This is McGarry. That look is, you're fucking dead. She is pissed off. And the thing is, I think she could do some damage. And you see how the eyebrows have been drawn together like that, and there's a crease here. That is done by rage. Rage does that. That is a look that says, I am going to rip your eyes out, rip off my husband's dick, and skull fuck you. That's what's happening right there. Oh my God, is she pissed? And he's got his hands on her. I wish they would have shot another picture there, because she would have broke that hold and punched him in the nose. How does McGarry, why do we not have pictures of McGarry with like a busted nose with like marks underneath his eyes? Oh no. And by the way, the headline when it broke on the 19th, in the line of booty. Oh no. Mrs. McGarry, look at her. She is going after this Post reporter, ready to kill. And he's like, no, honey, no. And he's like, sorry, guys. She's ready to burn. She's ready to blow. You better get out of here. I can only hold her back for so long. Fuck. Ooh. Wow. Can you imagine if she encountered the chick? How frightened that rookie cop would be when Mrs. McGarry shows up? This is one of my favorite stories of the year. In the line of booty. The furious wife of NYPD lieutenant caught on video getting the raunchy lap dance from an underling went berserk on a reporter Monday. As the twerking cop's dad, also the father of the young rookie, also chimed in. He blasts the Lieutenant McGarry and says, he should have known better. Yeah, he should have known better. He should have known better that my daughter was going to be up to no good wearing those fuck me boots. I always said to her, you should not leave the house wearing boots like that. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're not a fucking stripper. Put on a nice pair of sneakers and some sweatpants, and you're a rookie cop. I better not see you on the news. The last thing I want to see is a headline that says, in the line of booty. Fuck. So you got to figure, I'm guessing she's like, what, 24, 25 maybe? That dad could be as young as like 45 years old, ready to kick ass. Red-faced Lieutenant Nick McGarry had to be physically held back his fuming wife outside of their home in New Windsor in Orange County when asked about the Post front page story on the wild video of the rookie cop grinding on her husband's lap. Fuck you! McGarry's wife, Melissa McGarry, seethed. That's a quote. Yeah, fuck you! While trying to charge. Wow. I would expect a woman who, I'm guessing this woman gets about 100 steps a day. All right. If you can describe her as getting ready to charge, like a bull or a raging T-Rex at a Post reporter and photographer. She was restrained as her hubby said to her, yo, it's not worth your time. Get back in the car. As she continued to spit obscenities. There's other things to worry about in this world, Mrs. McGarry added. As the couple drove away from their home in Orange County, the wife took her hands. She's like, Nick, get in the fucking car. We out of here. He's like, oh, shit, all right, darling, I'll get in there. Just don't have a canary. It's going to be okay, darling. Don't you fucking call me darling, Nick McGarry. You get in that fucking car and get ready to eat my pussy. I imagine this guy. she's like sitting there, with her pants off in the front seat driving, and he's chowing on her vagina. You fucking, that's right, eat that fucking thing, Nick McGarry. You fucking asshole. Punching him. As the couple drove away from their home in Orange County, the wife took her hands off the steering wheel with both hands and flipped off the reporters and screamed, "Fuck yous! Fuck yous! Fuck yous!" one last time. Meanwhile, McGarry, who was immediately bounced from the 44th precinct to the Transit Bureau over the steamy video, seemed to have also landed in the crosshairs of the rookie's father. She told me, Daddy. Oh, God, of course she calls her dad Daddy. She told me, Daddy, I make some mistakes. The dad told the Post on Monday. I picture this guy wearing a fucking wife beater with pizza stains on the front. He's got a cigarette hanging in his mouth. Comb over. I'm very embarrassed about what I did. I embarrassed you and the family. He said his daughter is frustrated over the ordeal. She cried and cried, the dad continued. She's young, He's married. He's a lieutenant. He should know better. I'm going to sue him. You're going to sue him for what? The video shows McGarry grinning, both hands on the sexy underling's thighs as she twerks on top of his groin. I imagine that dad saying, look, I told her, don't leave the house looking fuckable. I mean, that's a terrible look. You're going to want to go there dressed up respectable sneakers and sweats. I mean, I listen to the Eric Zane Show podcast. I know what these old fucks do. You want to stay away from those old fucks. You look like a fucking whore. Get some fucking normal clothes on, and that'll be the end of it. Don't be a crazy bitch either. Holy shit. Kate, you were right. I knew we'd get at least a half an hour out of this one. Jeez. My God. I need to get more of Mrs. McGarry. I love her. The Duchess says, I wear my hooker boots if I want. Do you have hooker boots? Do you actually have hooker boots? Because there is no place to wear those except the bar. All right. And married women should not be wearing those boots. That is against the guy code. If you're a husband, I would never want my wife dressed like that. No way. Nope. That's something I need to run by the Queen of the Forest. I need to write that note because I'm going to bring her in here in a second. Not like in here. Maybe in here. It depends. She says, I have over-the-knee boots, yes. I have some, not over the knee, but tall boots. No, I'm talking about over the knee. Then she says, wait, what? I don't know what you're responding to. Wait, what? And then she says, what the fuck, dude? Well, it's just my opinion. I mean, it's not like I said you can't. Yeah, that's too much. Married women only look, the only people who need to wear those clothes, those boots, are women looking for their husband, looking for a new husband, or looking for someone to marry. That it's that attractive. It's too boner inducing, in my opinion. But I'm very conservative. You don't have to get mad about it. What the fuck? Sarah says, bullshit, we can look sexy too. even though we're married. I disagree with that. I'm going to ask Diana. By the way, do you think Melissa says, "Hey Diana, which long dress are you wearing today?" Let me ask you this. Do you think that Lieutenant McGarry can be described as committing infidelity? Is that has he cheated on Mrs. McGarry in your opinion? I would say yes. All right. I'm going to bring the Queen of the Forest in here, and we need to discuss all of these things. We need to discuss infidelity. Is this infidelity? The hooker boots. And she has something else she wants to talk about. I am completely alone in this. Nobody agrees with me. None of you agree with me on this. Zildjian says that girl dancing on his lap equals cheating. And then he says that is BS. I think it does. I think he has cheated on his wife. We'll find out what the Queen of the Forest thinks about this. JM Synthetics. For all of your AMSOIL products that you'd like to buy. AMSOIL, the absolute best in the business. Protecting motors across the land with powerful lube. This is what I'd like you to do. Go to jmsynthetics.com, shop around either by vehicle or piece of equipment or by product. Figure out what you want. And then the best way to do it is you've got your order. Instead of ordering it from the website, call or text 616-747-0233. 616-747-0233. Say, Eric Zane sent me to buy your lube. He'll take care of the rest. Jason Mays will. From JM Synthetics. 616-747-0233. A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579. If you want to get your furnace tuned up, and you should. If you haven't yet, you're making a mistake. If you don't get this done every year, you run a higher risk of that thing malfunctioning on you. And they never malfunction like at a convenient time. When you wake up and your nose and ears are cold and your wife is screaming at you, it's because you didn't get the furnace tuned up and you're an asshole. So you need to get a hold of A&E Heating and why am I struggling? A&E Heating and Cooling at 616-516-8579. It'll cost you $79 to get that thing tuned. Not only is it then not going to break down or less chance of breaking down, it's going to be running with tip-top efficiency. Brand new furnace runs at about 96% efficiency, maybe 97%. Mine is, this house was built in 1995, 96. It's that old. And mine runs at 89% efficiency when Joe Martinez works on it. If it starts to get real low, he goes, this thing is not efficient. No matter what we do to it, they have a life that will eventually expire. You will need a new furnace. If you're in touch with your heating and cooling guy, you know that well in advance. I think this thing's got 2 more seasons left, Eric. Then you should get a new one. That way you can prepare. 616-516-8579. All right. I need to summon the Queen of the Forest.
Hello.
Hey, I got a few other things I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
So would you come visit me? I'll hide the camera so I'll make it so that you can't be seen. We'll do what we did last time.
Okay, I'll be up in a minute.
Yes. Are you gonna come up right away?
Yeah, I'm just finishing up going to the bathroom.
Oh no! Why did I ask? You didn't need to tell me that. You could very easily.
What's the matter?
Did you just flush the toilet?
Yeah, I didn't want the poop sitting there floating.
You know, you don't have to tell me everything. You don't have to share everything with me.
I do, though. That's what we do.
I want to. Okay, that's the next thing I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear that water on.
Yeah, I gotta wash my hands. Sometimes the toilet paper pokes through.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Just come on up and let me turn the camera off.
Yeah, I'll be right there. Yeah. I gotta make myself a cup of coffee, so I'll be right there.
All right.
Okay, bye.
All right. It's horrible. Got to prepare the studio. Make room for the Queen of the Forest. Good Lord, sometimes the toilet paper pokes through, Chris writes. Yeah, I know. Ask her if she was eating while she was pooping. Adam, this doesn't sound like something Adam would say because he strikes me as a little more thoughtful. He wrote, freshly emptied. I'm surprised you didn't proposition her for anal. Hey, have I mentioned that you can go to Apple Podcasts and review the show? That makes me very happy when that happens. I would prefer it be a nice review. Like if you like what I'm talking about, that would be spectacular. But go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review of the show. You can also do it on Spotify and any other podcasting platform that you listen on. Thank you so much for being part of the Eric Zane Show podcast, which I should mention that the Facebook ban is coming to a close. Well, not really. I still got probably about 15 days. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. And that's brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. That's what they see right now, by the way. They don't see you. Twitter @Eric Zane Show. Brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Okay, talk to him.
Hello.
Okay. You're good. Can you hear yourself?
No. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
A little bit, but I can. Yeah, I can.
If you can hear me, you can hear you.
It's
I can see the level.
I sound like I'm from a
You're not used to the headphones.
Yeah.
When I'm in her car, I turn the music up so loud. I turn it as high as it will go, 38, and I turn the phone up as loud as it will go when I'm listening to music. And then I get out of the car, and I leave it up loud, and I forget. But I don't do it on purpose. And so then she gets in the car, and kablamo, and it's horrible. It frightens you, right?
Yes, every time.
Now, I don't mean to do that. I just forget. So I need to remember, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is worse? Me doing that or you when I walk in front of your car and you lay on the horn? What, in your opinion, is worse?
The volume in the car.
Well, that might be louder, but which one is more devious or dastardly?
Me.
Or mischievous?
Honking the horn.
Yes. I don't try to blow your ears out. You are trying to blow mine out. You're scaring the shit out of me.
I haven't done that in a long time.
I hate that with a passion.
it even scares you when you even know it's coming. Because sometimes you'll see me actually like.
Wings Guy 71 says that is not as bad as her flashing you her butthole.
I have never done that. I have never flashed.
Yeah, I've never told them
unless
that.
I'm sitting on your face.
Oh my God! Oh, no. Oh God! Don't do that. You can't say that.
Oh.
Oh God! Don't even look at me. What the hell?
I don't know why would I say that? I don't know what got into me.
It's because you see
Maybe I got this Bailey's in my cup.
No, do you?
No.
You know why you're doing that is because sometimes when people realize that there's people listening to them, they try to shock them or make them laugh or get them to react. But that's what I've done my whole life.
But that's not my personality.
It wasn't your personality, but it is now your personality.
I don't think it is.
Well, then why would you say such a thing? You were trying to get a reaction.
I wasn't trying to get a reaction, really. It just came.
You're a radio person.
No, wait. I take that back. I wasn't trying to get a reaction from the audience. I was trying to get a reaction from you.
But you know they're listening, and you are what's called a driver. You're a content driver, whether you know it or not.
Is that good or bad?
That's very good. Because if you don't have a content driver, you have nothing.
This
Okay?
is
If
true.
you have someone who won't say something that makes them go, what the? You know.
Yeah.
If you weren't like Greg and Chris, those are not content drivers. Okay?
No.
They never have been. They surround themselves with content drivers, and it doesn't matter that they're not content drivers because they have content drivers.
Yeah.
So you are a content driver. I want to address some things with you that you did not know I was going to address with you. There is a story going around, and you'll be able to see this if you look at my picture screen. It was a company workplace party for a New York cop, and he's a 44-year-old lieutenant on the police force. And
in New York?
Yeah. He's an NYPD cop, and a young lady, a rookie cop, I'm guessing 25, first year on the force, at the Christmas party. She was giving him a lap dance. His wife, the 44-year-old's wife, was not at the party. And so this is at a family restaurant. And so this is what's happening. You can see that there. And there's video, but you're getting the still shots. I mean, this is a full-on lap dance. I mean, she was grinding right into his ding-dong. Big time. And then the headline in the New York Post said... what was it again? In the line of booty. Like in the line of duty. It said in the line of booty. And that's the headline. This picture. This guy who's just some police lieutenant. So then that story breaks. And that was 2 days ago. And then yesterday, the New York Post sent reporters. There's the headline. Can you imagine if that's me and that's not you? And a 20-something-year-old woman is on my lap, and you're now being in the front page of the New York Post. Holy shit. They sent
like Urban Meyer all over again.
They sent a reporter, and this is Mrs. McGarry. Look at that look on her face. She wants to kick the ass of the photographer and the reporter who wants a comment from her. This is the cop who got the lap dance trying to calm her down. Can you imagine? Oh, my God.
No.
And then look at her. She's ready to kick their ass. Oh, this guy's like, go home, please, before she kills you. Okay. So.
So is he on administrative leave or anything?
He's been moved to a different, he has been like kind of demoted, I guess, is what they've done.
What about her?
I haven't heard a lot about what has happened to her. And I know that her father, who's probably like my age or younger, has said, oh, yeah, he should have known better. And she's and that's true. I mean, so I described it to these folks as this is 60% the fault of the older guy and 40% her fault. What do you think about that? Or do you think? And at first I said 51-49.
I would actually say it's more 50-50. I mean,
Okay.
She's a professional. Just because she's 25, she's in a professional role. I mean, not at the time, but.
And I don't know her age exactly.
Or however old she is.
She may be, in fact, the older she is, the worse that it makes this, in my opinion.
Exactly. She should have enough wherewithal to say, this is not a good idea.
Okay. So there's that.
I mean, now, if they had hired a stripper for her or a lap dancer or whatever for him, that might be a different story. But this girl, woman, whoever, just took it upon herself to come and grind on her coworker, her colleague. Put this on Do Not Disturb. I'll put it. I know how to do it.
The phone started buzzing. I thought you were going to go buy something on Facebook Marketplace.
So, yeah. I mean, I would sometimes... Actually, I would rather, or I would say more, she's more guilty than he is. I kind of feel like he was just, quote unquote, playing along, but she should have never initiated that in the first place.
I mean, it was, I should probably get a video of this so you can see how the actual video looked. It's very, look at how graphic this is. She is just killing it. I said that if that was me.
Okay, first of all, look at the way she's dressed.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you brought that up.
And I'm not saying that like she doesn't have a right to dress like that, but that is 90% her fault. She's a hoe bag.
You need to know that I was going to bring it. I was talking at length about her attire with these people.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring you in to talk about that, okay? And that was the next thing I was going to talk to you about. And
if you look at that video, she knows exactly what she was doing.
Okay, really short dress, halter top or whatever, half top, whatever you call it, the boots, and then I said to them, and some of these ladies got so pissed off at me because I said that those boots are hooker boots, and she looks, the only person who would wear those boots are someone who's looking to get laid or take home a guy or, something like that. I referred to her as a slut boots. And so I wanted to bring that up with you, and I was going to ask you about that, but you kind of just tipped your hand how you feel about that attire. I mean, what do you think?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not saying she dressed like that to get attention or so.
I do.
She did.
I think she did
to get attention. Yes, but she's at fault here, I think.
Well,
I mean, I would say 60-40 because he did not have to hold on to her and, it looked like in the video he was like pulling her into him.
Oh yeah, I mean first of all, I would never want that to happen because I don't care who's doing it to me. If Daisy's doing that to me, I'm gonna ejaculate. Okay, that's going to happen. So,
but yeah, so
I have a very sensitive penis.
It's not like he said, "Come on, give me a lap dance" or whatever.
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that, but by the video, it looked like she initiated all of that.
Kate said, Eric, be sure to tell her that you police other women's clothing. When I'm at the gym, you've seen how they dress at the gym, women.
Yeah.
I hate that. I cannot stand that. First of all, guys don't wear clothes so tight that you can see their balls and their penis. They don't wear that.
Right.
My question is, why would a woman wear pants so tight you can see the little bumps on her areola and her labia? Why is that okay?
Gross.
That's what they wear. And I hate that. You might as well not wear pants. So when I'm at the gym, if I can see someone, I can tell they're wearing that, and I don't ever, my eyes, I try not to cross because too often they're going to be like, oh, there's a creepy old fuck who's looking at me.
Yeah.
And they're on like high alert. So I hate that.
Yeah.
So I think that's terrible. And I also think it's terrible that a married woman would wear anything close to what this woman is wearing.
Is she married?
The 25-year-old? I don't know that. But I would, if you went out dressed like that, I would be so affected by that. I would hate that. You know?
Yeah.
If let's say we were both super young, which we're not, we're super old. If we were both super young and you dressed like that, I'd be so pissed off at you. I wouldn't let you out of the fucking house. Yeah. And you better not let me out of the house if I'm wearing something that shows my cock. I wouldn't want anybody to see that. I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't want me to dress like that, right?
Right.
So
I mean, there have been times I'd be like, dude, you need to adjust yourself because
right, Eric, your dick's sticking out.
Yeah.
You know, you say, Eric, your pants are too tight. Your dick is showing the world. Kate says that's not what you said before. What are you talking about? Well, tell me what I said before, because Kate is pissed off because I was saying that some of these women dress in too revealing of clothing, and it's too much. Right. It's way too much. There is a difference between dressing like a hooker and dressing like a professional.
Who said
exactly,
that?
said Melissa. That? Yes, and those boots are hooker boots. Are you telling me that a lady who runs a Fortune 500 company is going to wear hooker boots into the staff meeting? You idiot.
Stiletto heels up to their thigh and boots up to their thigh. That's not
come on. Get serious.
I think she's agreeing with you. There's a difference between professional and whoever Melissa is.
There's a difference between dressing like a hooker and dressing like a professional. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know, though, but she was giving me the business earlier. That's why I thought for sure she was yelling at me. You said that women who wear over the knee boots are whores. They look whorish. Do those boots look whorish to you? And I'm not saying that's a bad look.
No,
if you're single.
Not a bad look. I think it's a combination of the extremely over the knee boots, the high heel over the knee boots, the extremely short skirt, like when she was doing her legs, like if you were
she was airing
enough,
it out.
You probably could see something.
Yes, yeah, I guarantee you, he could smell her vagina at that point. Yeah, those are hooker boots, and that's the end of it. And you, like Diana said, you can't wear that with a long dress because you want everybody to see your thigh between the bottom of the mini skirt and the boots. If Madison showed up and said, "Hey, Dad, look what I'm going to be wearing on the campus of Hope College," I'd be like, "Fuck that! Well, I'm not paying for school anymore. You're done." All right.
What's the next thing?
Well, it's more on that.
We could drag this out forever.
First
I gotta
of all,
go wrap presents.
Couple of questions.
What?
Is that infidelity? I said it was.
I don't know if I would describe it as infidelity per se, but I would consider it. What do you want? What's the word I'm looking for? Like I would be like appalled at that behavior. I wouldn't necessarily. I wouldn't.
So you're saying if I got a lap dance, I can get away with it?
No,
Is that what?
I wouldn't consider it infidelity. I consider infidelity actual intercourse, but I would say that was like you were cheating on me per se. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was.
So you're saying it's not infidelity, but it is cheating.
It's not infidelity because you didn't have intercourse with her, but
see, I disagree. I think it is infidelity.
What's the word? Precarious? What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. You're going to say the wrong word.
I'm going to say the wrong word, but it's.
You're going to say something like
it's very
obtuse,
iffy behavior that I would not appreciate.
You're settling on iffy.
Asshole behavior. That's asshole behavior.
Would you
don't do that?
Would you if fire me as a husband if on the news it was me in that spot? You'd have to get divorced.
I don't know if I'd get divorced, but we would have a conversation, and I'd be like, asshole.
Really? I mean,
I'm just not gonna give, lay down the divorce card, but I would be like, dude, What the hell were you thinking? And if that happens again, you're screwed. Like, what the hell?
Okay. Kate says, you said that woman who wear over-the-knee boots are whores. I wore those. That's why she's pissed. She says, I wore them to an office party. Well, okay. And she says, no mini skirt when I wore them.
Okay, then that's fine. That is fine. But if you're going to wear...
Well, then why wear them? If no one can see how high they go and your sweet thighs above them and the mini skirt, why are you, seriously, that's a bad buy then, in my opinion. She's going to kill me, isn't she? One more thing. Okay, infidelity. I covered that. I covered the hooker boots. And, okay, my next thing I want to talk to you about is you had a doctor's appointment yesterday. This is very serious.
Yeah.
And you have some news that you would like to share.
Yes.
Well, not really. I wanted to share it, and I had to convince you, because this is very relatable to a lot of women, in my opinion.
Well, she confirmed what I've known for probably the last year or so.
Because for the last year, you've been having weird things happening to your body that you're like, something's going on with my body. It's weird, right?
Right. Like, all of a sudden I'll be in the kitchen, and I'm, taking my clothes off.
Yeah, you're like, it's so hot in here. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oh, God, open a window. It's like 40 degrees in the house. Everyone's got their hats on.
I'm literally sweating. I'm like, honey, feel my forehead. I'm dripping sweat.
And then you wake up in bed and you're just, it's gross. We got to change the sheets.
Just the other day you had to open the window.
It's just horrible. You're like, oh my God.
So,
and then is there any other weirdo things that have been happening that have, that your body is going through some type of metamorphosis? Any other things?
Just hot flashes, night sweats, irritability, can't sleep.
You said sex was painful to me. You had told me about that. What? Now, wait a minute. I had diagnosed
vaginal dryness.
See? And content driver.
And listen.
Right there.
And she said that it's all due to low estrogen. So
dryness of vagina is what you said, right?
I've actually hit the next stage of my life, which is menopause.
Okay.
Even though I don't have a vagina.
Well, you do. You don't have a uterus or a cervix.
That's pretty much your vagina, right?
No, your vagina is all the outside of it, all those structures. Why am I explaining this to you?
I had to ask her today if I had my fallopian tubes. I do still have my fallopian tubes and my ovaries. I just don't have.
Really?
Yes. She said nowadays, if I would have had my hysterectomy today, they would have taken the fallopian tubes too. But back then,
they're just there dangling down like the strings on this hoodie.
Yeah.
They're just hanging there. And do the eggs come out and just drop out of the tubes into your body and they just float around there?
Maybe I don't have eggs anymore.
I don't know. I mean, the ovaries are follicle stimulating hormone. It might it's supposed to release the egg.
That's funny that you say that because my blood work, that was one of the things, follicle stimulating hormone, and it's
there. You go. Your husband knows a thing or two.
Yeah, and that's high. So I'm.
If you have an abundance of follicle stimulating hormone, it's going to tell the ovaries to release one egg a month. That's what that is, and then it goes through the tube. It goes into.
Sometimes I'm on Do Not Disturb. So that would have
sometimes when the sperm will swim up the tube to find the right one, Mrs. Right, or sometimes it happens in the actual uterus, and then it implants onto the walls of the uterus. I have a theory, and I haven't looked into this. I think the body puts a woman through menopause to make it so that she can't reproduce because when they get older, it eliminates pregnancy is a threat to an older woman. Mm-hmm. It can kill an older woman. Right. So to keep her alive, it makes it so she can't breed anymore or it sounds terrible, or get pregnant anymore, which in effect saves her life.
Right.
You didn't have that problem because of your surgery that you had. But, okay, so pain during sex. What's going on there? Because it seems to, didn't I self-diagnose that? Didn't I say to you, it's because we need to have sex more? I said to you that.
But that's not. But she said.
Right, I know. But she said no, that's not true.
No, these you self-diagnosed. You came up with 2 diagnoses.
What were they?
One, you said it's either because we need to have sex more, or it's because of my giant crank.
That's what I said, right? And you shared that with the physician who said no, that is wrong. Your husband is wrong.
Estrogen. Do
not listen to your husband's diagnosis. I have the answer for you, and he gave you the answer, and you and you now have the answer. It's a patch, right?
I have a little estrogen patch,
and the patch is going to make your vagina wider and more liquidy. Correct? Isn't that what they described it as? It's going to make your vagina more wet.
It's not going to make my vagina more liquidy, or more can't puncture it more easily.
Wait a minute. Punctured vagina. Let's get there. What do you mean by that? It won't be as painful?
Right.
It'll be more.
But
it'll be less. It'll be more bendable, movable, squishy.
Listen, and she also gave me some vaginal cream.
Excellent. Go get it.
No, I'm not gonna go get it.
Yeah, I noticed. I saw you have a couple ointments and things.
No, just one ointment.
And then the medicine is the patch.
The medicine is the patch.
And then and Nick says the word is moist. This will make you more moist. Are you happy with that? Does that help? I'm just telling you what you said.
I hate that word. Is that Patriot Nick?
Yeah, that's Nick. Nick wants to talk about how moist you are on the podcast.
Nicholas?
Okay.
Okay, are we done now?
I think so. So
I'm good. So now I will feel better. And
because I noticed that when we have sex.
Oh my God.
And then you're kind of like, ugh, oh. It's like, God. I'm like, what's wrong? Is it like, and you're like, it kind of hurts. And then I'm like into it. So I'm like, yeah, that's your punishment. And then you get super pissed at me when I do that. And then.
That's because you're a cockhead.
And then it tends to feel better over time, or does it never feel good? Well, it has to feel good. It always finishes up appropriately.
Eric. Okay, I'm leaving now. I got to go wrap presents.
Okay, let me make it so they can't see you. Yes, thank you.
Okay, bye, people.
Okay, see you later. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. Content driver. Excuse me.
Get any coins dropped in?
I don't know. I wasn't listening. I couldn't tell. I will say this. All of Diana's appearances on the show are made possible by Baldwin Ace Hardware. And I owe them about 1 million of these because like a year ago, I said, you are now sponsoring the Queen of the Forest. Hurry, you got to get out of here so I can turn the camera back on. Okay. She is now gone. I did not. I mean, I'll tell you what. She that was fantastic how she immediately starts saying, look at how she's dressed. She's a whore. And Kate's like, oh, Diana, I was looking to you for support. You're basically calling me a whore, Diana. Melissa says, bye, Diana. Enjoy shopping for your Mennonite dresses. Oh, you wait until Melissa said that. The one that you said she was supporting me, I don't think she was. She said that she wants you to enjoy shopping for your Mennonite dresses. Can you believe that? You can go kick her ass. You can get in a fight with Melissa. I think she's like a lot younger, but you're tougher. And she's an anti-vaxxer, so fuck her. All right. Okay, everybody can see you. All right. Wow. I am so happy that she was able to join us. All right, I got one more story I want to get to. No, I don't. I'm out of time. I'll save it for the Patreon. I'm out of time. That's enough of this. We have the asshole of the day. Get your nominations in on the live chat. Thank you to Blue Frost IT. the managed IT service provider of the Eric Zane Show podcast. This is so simple. If you have a small or medium-sized business and you have obviously tech needs, you're in business right now, things are fine, but you want to upgrade. If you decide to just make it a DIY project, well, I guess we just go to Amazon and get a new computer. Now, first of all, you're probably going to pay more than you need to because you'll be getting more computer than you need, or in some cases, less computer than you need, and that's a horrible thing. Why don't you just spend 30 minutes for free and talk to Alan from Blue Frost IT with a complimentary consultation? Spend time with Alan. He will help you. He'll tell you what you need. He'll tell you how it's going to cost your business. You then buy it. He'll help you set it up. He'll do everything for you. That's project work. If you're moving your office or you're retrofitting your office, you want to make sure that the office is wired appropriately. He does that. He's also a managed IT service provider to help you if you have any issues after everything gets set up. Blue Frost IT, you can find them online at bluefrostit.com or call 616-200-8550. 616-200-8550. Thank you to Prince Arming. The next Cpl Training Class is right around the corner. We're looking to January. Basically, if you've ever wanted to carry a handgun concealed in the great state of Michigan, you have to have a concealed pistol license. The next class is Saturday, January 15th. After you finish the classwork, you will have everything you need to apply for your CPL. So set aside the time for that Saturday, January 15th, and you'll get that done. And you will be like the growing number of Michiganders who are carrying their pistols concealed. 616-204-1705 for Prince Arming. Asshole of the day, yeah. Asshole of the day. Asshole of the day. Look, I'll tell you this right now. Hooker boots look great. If you're going to a bar and you're 25 looking for fresh dick, that's when those work. If you just want to have sex with some random guy out of the bar, hooker boots are appropriate. Otherwise, they have no place in this world. Kate, wearing them to the office party. What the fuck? Kate says, I believe I am a content driver today. You are. You are. You're dumb as fuck, but you are a content driver. Horrible fashion choices on that woman. Duchess of the Day says, asshole of the day is Eric for classifying all women. Are you saying that I'm a bigger asshole than the guys who went to Kentucky to rob people's homes that were destroyed and cars that were damaged? Unbelievable. Unacceptable. All right, what else did we talk about on this show? Great flooring giveaway, the sounds of Jupiter, Team Knuckle Dragger, the thieves I talked about, that waitress getting fired that I had to play that story twice because I didn't know how to run the audio. Fuck, that pissed me off. NYPD cop getting a lap dance. Diana joined us to weigh in on that, giving us a health update too, referencing her dryness, and on and on and on. I didn't even get to the story about the missing 9-year-old that was found and the missionaries from right here in West Michigan who escaped from being kidnapped in Haiti. My God. Oh, my God. I thought it was good. We will have to name the assholes of the day. Without a doubt, has to be, definitely not me, the tornado looters. Thank you, Nick, for the help on that. I probably would have done the same thing. Unbelievable. The nerve on those people. Kate thinks it should be me. She's dumb. We all know that, at least today. Join me on Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Looking forward to that. Thank you, as always, for being part of the Patreon. Zildjian says, asshole of the day, anyone who doesn't like hooker boots. Yeah, people who are like me, if I said, oh my God, I love hooker boots. To me, I'm like ogling women. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep this above board. I want to be ogle free. If I'm going to ogle anybody, I'll ogle my wife.